Welcome, underachievers, to the place where new stars are born. Starmaker Production, Star Pro for short. Unfortunately, other staffs have matters to attend to, so I, Yuzuru Fushimi of Fine, will serve you today. What can I do for you? You underachievers still belong to Star Pro according to the contract, so you have unfettered access to the office.
Ooh, Yuzuru Fushimi of Fine, one of the ES's big three. He didn't get much attention for a while after the shakeup last year, but he is the rising star who has been very active these days. Wow! He's not pretending to be a butler. He is a true butler. Wait, maybe he's just treating us like guests right now.
Aira's getting excited about meeting another idol he knows, but he didn't make a fuss in the office. So I'm still unclear who this Fushimi is, even though he told us his name. An idol in Fine, one of the big three. How come he's behaving like a housekeeper? No, maybe he's testing us. I have a feeling that he's no ordinary person. He's different from Ritsu Sakuma of Knights, but he also looks like an expert in another field. Actually, he's more like Kanzaki of Akatsuki, who treated us to a feast earlier. Kanzaki showed a murderous look instantly when I misunderstood and almost punched him. I wonder why he has the dignity of a soldier who has survived a war, since there is no battlefield in peaceful, modern Japan.
How can I help you?
Oh, sorry for staring at you. We want to find a room and hold a meeting to discuss our future plans.
Yes, cafes are okay too, but we heard that we could use the meeting area in the office for free. It'd also be more convenient if we were to use documents. So, we want to hold our meeting there. Would that be okay?
Certainly, that's your guaranteed right. I'm surprised that you underachievers can also see the importance of having meetings. Your style is different from trick stars. They always played by ear. In other words, they possess an ability to merge usualness and unusualness naturally. Never mind. It's still too early to say that. Anyway, this must be your first time using the meeting area. If you don't mind, please allow me to explain its usage after I show you the way.
Oh, thank you for helping us.
Not at all. As you can see, I'm unoccupied right now. Even though I'm a senior at Yumenesaki Academy, I have a more extended summer break than the other students. As exam candidates, we have fewer classes throughout the year, and there's no urgent issue that requires the young master to be involved so that he can attend the class regularly. On top of that, I don't really have any hobbies to kill time, so I have plenty of free time now. Well, it's also an option to do solo activities when I'm this free. However, Fine is now considered one of the big three or other extravagant titles, so I get much attention accordingly. And even the most minor things I do will affect the entire unit, so it's difficult for me to make any move. I guess being famous and popular is a double-edged sword. Never mind. This way, everyone. I'll take you to the meeting area.
Ah, okay. Please show us the way. You're a big help to us.
Not at all. It's my pleasure. I'm a butler. Over there, the meeting area is divided into several sections. Please use hold hands on your smartphone for authentication to reserve the room.
Ugh, I'm still a little sleepy. Fushimi's voice is sweet and reverberates like a tuning fork. I feel like I'm hypnotized from listening to it. But for some reason, I get kind of nervous and tense when I'm in the office. I'm in the world of grown-ups. Though I heard that Star Pro is younger and more fashionable in comparison. More like a college. Ah, posters everywhere. Trickstar, Fine, Ryuseichop. I'll work hard so that someday ours will be up there too.
Everyone, I made some tea for you.
Oh, sorry for the trouble. It smells good.
Yes, my boss, Master Eiichi's taste in tea is one of his few good qualities. You can drink as much as you like here, so please help yourself whenever you're feeling thirsty. I'll excuse myself now so that I won't disrupt your meeting. If you need me for anything, please ring the bell. Alright then, have a nice day.
Yep, thank you, Fushimi. I feel like we're bougie for no reason. I'm glad our agency is Star Pro.
So we belong to an agency called Star Pro, right?
Hiiro, why are you unclear about that? There are 4 agencies in ES, and Star Pro is the one we're affiliated with. You should at least know your employer's name. Oh, I'm worried about you. Star Pro is a newly founded agency, so it's not gained a very high reputation yet. But with several famous units under its command, it has more momentum than any other agency. Star Pro seems to be doing well in terms of revenue, and that's why only the 4 of us were chosen to be dismissed. Some agencies have cut so much staff that it raised concern among fans. But that's just something I read on the internet.
I can't help but wonder how hopeless underachievers we are for being chosen as the few to be axed.
Well, for now, we haven't been officially laid off. We've been pushed to the edge of a cliff, but we've also been given a way out.
Mayoi, I didn't see you just now. Where did you go? By the way, if you're thirsty, you can drink tea that Fushimi made for us.
Oh well, Tatsumi doesn't seem to be very good at using smartphones and other devices, so I printed out the document that we shared earlier. The office staff helped me out and made it quick and easy.
Thank you. You're meticulous and thoughtful, Mayoi. God is watching over you.
No, I prefer God not to do that. I'm scared of God.
I don't really know how to use my smartphone either, so it's nice to be able to read the paper documents. It looked like a lot to read on the screen, but it was not that much when I printed it out.
There's still so much to get through, though. It's almost hard to believe that the agency put in so much effort for us underachievers.
We also think that's weird. The meeting won't be effective if we just keep saying whatever we want like this. We need someone to run the meeting, and I think Kazehaya, the older senior among us, is the right person.
Okay, shall I take it from now? It's just as well that I have something to discuss with you today.
Yep, go ahead. We trust you to be in charge, Tatsumi.
That sounds weirdly arrogant, Hiiro. Kazehaya used to be a great idol back in the day. Do you understand?
I don't think that's something worth bragging about when we're using used to be. Anyway, what I want to talk about first is our future plans.
I think that's necessary. Now that we're given a place to stay in the Seisokan apartment, so it's also possible for us to live aimlessly. But we won't solve any problems by doing so.
Yes, thanks to the Lido system, we're now living in a cold, unfriendly era that is tough on those who don't give their all as idols. But, on the other hand, you get considerable benefits as long as you're diligent, like how we can sip on this delicious tea and hold a meeting at a clean office like this.
And they're free, which is important. Right now, every single Lido is crucial to us.
Right. A little off topic, but I better address this first, so we can all understand how dangerous our situation is. I believe that we're in a lot of debt.
Debt? You're joking. Who wasted our money? Who did that?
Calm down, Aira. Nobody wasted any money, but it seems like a certain amount was charged from the beginning. First, rent and utilities for staying at the Seisokan apartment.
I did think it was weird that they'd provide us a room for free. So they do charge us for everything?
Yes. Actually, that's just a trivial amount. The rent is relatively low since we're staying at the old building, which initially is not designed for idols to live in. I think the 4 of us only need to pay around 1,000 lidos every month in total.
1,000 lidos. I remember 1 lido is about 100 yen, so it's about 100,000 yen. Sure, maybe not a lot of money for rent if it's split between the 4 of us.
We'd better not convert our lidos to yen too often. It'll be confusing. At ES, things that would usually be expensive are cheap. And on the other hand, worthless things for ordinary people might be costly. It's like we're living in another country.
Yeah. You could call the ES an emerging kingdom of idols. Everything revolves around idol activities, and all the fees are based on that.
A kingdom of idols.
Now, let's continue. The biggest contributor to our debt is the cost of forming our unit.
Unit. I heard that word yesterday. I can't say that I understand it perfectly, but it's a small group formed by idols who are friends, right?
Yes. Basically, idols in ES engage in their work in units. The second when we were called the underachievers and forced into this situation, we've become part of a so-called unit. And the name of that unit is ALKALOID.
ALKALOID. Understandable. ES can't go so far as to name our unit underachievers. After all, that's simply insulting us.
What is alkaloid? I'm not familiar with this word.
It's a natural substance or compound that can be used as raw material for making medicine or poisons. It's essentially toxic. But it's sometimes used in the medical field for its pharmacological effects. It may sound like a joke when I say it, but it is sometimes used as an ingredient for hallucinogens in certain religions.
I get an eerie feeling. The name is strangely meaningful. ALKALOID. Is that our name? Oh, I remember that we were added to a group chat called ALKALOID on Hold Hands. I thought it was just an uncommon letter combination and didn't get what it meant. So it's pronounced as ALKALOID. Well, better than being called the Underachievers. ALKALOID sounds cool.
Lloyd also means like. I feel like I'm being told I'm less than an idol. Just a dawdler. Sorry for my low self-esteem.
Well, in fact, we can't even argue with being called the idol-like or underperformers. ALKALOID, huh? I still can't get used to it. Who came up with the name?
Well, normally I'd say it's Miss Producer or someone else from our agency, StarPro. Or maybe it's Ichi, who is actually in charge of StarPro. Anyway, tons of money is needed to form a unit. Including all the expenses, we spent around 50,000 liros this time.
Oh, 5 million yen? That's an exceptionally high price. But looking at it from the position of ES, it is hard for the management if idols form a unit without effort and then disband it randomly.
Yes. They probably mean to force us to get into massive debt first so that we'll be motivated to work hard at idol activities to pay it back. It's almost a threat. They want us to engage in idol activities, no matter what.
You're right. We can earn litos pretty quickly through these work. Otherwise, it'll be harder to pay off the debts with yen. 5 million yen. People with a bad financial situation may have to spend their entire life paying back this huge amount of money.
In the long run, it's not impossible to pay it off. In our case, we're underachievers. We'll be fired if we don't get good results in the MDM. Once we're fired, idol activities, the most efficient way to earn litos, will no longer be an option.
Our lives are suddenly in the hard mode.
You're right. But it's not that we're doomed because it's a little over 1 million yen for each person if we share the debts equally. But we'll be thrown into society with huge debts. The loans seem interest-free for idols, but ES will entrust social lending companies to collect our debts if we stop being idols, and the debt collectors will constantly hound us with legal boundaries.
How despicable! The ES is an underworld, lending us money, taking away our choices, and forcing us to work. These are real gangster tricks.
I think so too, but you should be more careful of what you say in the ES. The walls have ears.
Alright. Anyway, the total would be around 100,000 litos.
Huh? That's more than I thought. The sum of rent and the fee are only 51,000 litos.
Yes. Our case seems unique because we were provided with all kinds of outfits and songs when ALKALOID was formed.
Outfits? Oh, you mean practice uniforms? The thing I wore to sleep?
Yes. More than that, there are also stage outfits for real idols if you include them in the expenses. The total comes to around 100,000 litos. That's the debts we're settled with. We have to pay them off first.
Paying off our debts. There's no dream. It's too close to reality. I don't love it.
So that's how you use that mysterious phrase. I love. I learned it.
I don't think anyone but me will say it this way. I think it's more idol-like if I have a particular pet phrase. I spent a lot of time coming up with this when I was young. Is it weird?
No, I think it's attractive. It's more adorable when you added the episode of your childhood. I love.
It's weird to hear someone else imitating me.
You're a lot less devastated than I expected. I'm relieved.
No, it just doesn't feel real yet. I'm just an ordinary citizen who's never taken on any debt. It's pointless to complain, and I know we're at rock bottom from the start.
Out of the depths of misfortune comes bliss. So all we need to do is climb back up.
Yes. Hell has no bottom, but we will be led to heaven if we keep heading upwards without giving up. Amen.
Please stop praying and think about concrete strategies, Tatsumi.
Yes, that's why we're having this meeting. We should always be looking for the good, wherever we are. It is upsetting that we are deeply in debt. But on the bright side, we, ALKALOID, have got everything we need for unit activities. At ES, idol activities are based on units, which means we can now participate in most activities. Once our application for participation in Dreamfest is approved, we can go on stage right away. Though it would be reckless to put on a live right off the bat.
But I heard that the live, Dreamfest, is the way to make the most litos. That'd be the most effective way to clear our debts.
You're right. Although it's said that the debts will slightly reduce our chances of passing the application process. Basically, we're able to participate in any Injury Fest without any problems. So first, let's aim at appearing in the rookie competition, N1. The entrance fee is pretty low and we can get additional subsidies from ES. There is no reason for us not to attend N1. Of course, it's unclear what we will look like as idols on stage, including me, so we can't just do it without any preparation.
Yeah. Only a few geniuses like the Trickstar members yesterday can shine on stage in no time. I want to practice and rehearse as much as possible.
We've only just met. We don't know each other well enough to mesh well as a unit, and the only thing we can do is make a fool of ourselves if we act rashly.
Yes. Now that we're going to do this, we certainly hope to make a success of it and earn more Lidos. If we screwed it up, our reputation would suffer. Stumbling on the first step would disrupt our future activities. I want to prepare thoroughly before we give it a shot. Well, we don't have that much time.
Our final goal, the MDM, is only a little over a month away. We get too much on our plate.
So we need a clear and feasible plan and push forward step by step, just to be on the safe side. The longest journey starts with a single step. If we keep trying and try hard enough, God will give us His grace in the end.
Amen.
No, you do not need to pray to me.
Sorry, I did it without thinking. Tatsumi, you seem to have a much better understanding of how ES works than you did yesterday.
Yes, I did some research, and since I've been an idol for quite a long time, there's some old friends at ES I can check in with. I asked them as well. I don't want to be a goofball forever.
Yeah, take note, Hiiro. Stop being an idiot like your life depends on it.
I don't mean to be. What do we do now? It's still early afternoon, so I think there's jobs that we can do today. I still don't really understand what idol activities are, so I want to hear everyone's opinions. First off, what should we do from now on?
How about looking for work on Hold Hands? I just checked the balance of ALKALOID's joint bank account on my phone, and it was 0. We'll be needing money for whatever we want to do.
Yes, especially at ES, where the Lido system dominates everything.
Yeah. As for me, I want to see what the outfits look like and whether they fit us or not. But isn't it too early for us, the pseudo-idols, to put on those outfits?